Hello, my friends. I am back. It's been a while since my little Costa Rica adventure, and thought it was about time to start making videos again. First of all, let me show you my kitty friends. Look at my kitty friends. They're being friends, being kitties. Second of all, I'm not really sure what my structure or idea is with this specific video, other than the fact that I need to put out a video. I feel like I need to start the momentum of talking again, talking to myself, talking to some sort of audience, and provide that sort of motivation for myself in regards to accomplishing the goals that I want to accomplish. First things first, I need to quit weed again. I have been struggling with that. I think this is, again, I've said it in the past videos, this is something I'm going to struggle with. Hopefully not forever, but I don't think it's going to be something that is just, I quit, I'm done forever, and never deal with it again. As much as I would like to be done with it forever, I definitely have a problem with letting myself indulge in marijuana a lot when I'm just kind of bored and sad at home. And unfortunately, coming back from Costa Rica left me pretty bored and sad, and I just went back to normal habits. So I am going to call today officially day number 1 of starting again. And it's such a shitty situation because I know how badly I don't want to smoke weed and be high all the time. Yet I will find an excuse during the day to just do it and be like, I'll start again tomorrow. And then the tomorrow becomes the next day, and so on and so on. But, I don't know, I need to find some sort of energy and motivation in my life to make change, because otherwise, what's the fucking point? I mean, I went on this really cool, super long Costa Rica trip to try and make some sort of permanent changes in my life, and I do think it successfully activated my brain in a way that I needed it to be activated. I mean, I found a lot of independence and confidence on that trip, but it hasn't necessarily changed my life in the way that I desired, and that's just simply because I haven't put in the energy or motivation to make sure that actually happens. It's not too late for that to be the case. I mean, I feel like the last 2.5 weeks I've been coming down from the high that was that trip, and now I'm coming back to like a neutral plane and trying to interpret what that trip meant to me and what comes next in my life, really. Because I don't know. I think I've been looking so strongly forward to this trip for the last like 3 or 4 months that I didn't really think about after, other than the fact that I have another trip coming up in 2 weeks to Hawaii. But beyond that, like, what is my actual plan? Like, what do I want to do with my life? What's my next step? I don't know, man. It's a bit overwhelming, and I realize that I'm not really, like, letting myself explore these ideas because I'm getting high, which is just going to leave me in a very stuck place, which I don't want to be stuck. So I need to just get my shit together. I feel like I want to make a video specifically talking about the Costa Rica trip and the G Adventures situation. So that won't be this one. This is just discussing my current mental state and desires and what's going on with me. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel okay right now, just generally speaking. But I also feel like I'm wasting time. I'm wasting motivation and energy, and especially, like I said, coming off of such a major experience as going to Costa Rica alone for 16 days, I feel like I need to make some changes. But it's so hard, you know? I am in a position where, you know, I'm stuck working at this movie theater job, and it's kind of really difficult for me to find a different job right now, especially because I have travel on the radar still. And admittedly, it's a little intimidating to want to leave the comfort of something I'm used to at this point, even though I'm making zero fucking money, which prevents me from achieving the things I want to achieve in the near future. I mean, I know like next year I would love to travel again if I can, but I'm not making enough money to do that right now, and I need to find a better job. But I also live in a college town competing with lots of people probably more qualified than I am, and the job market here fucking sucks. Finding a full-time job in Eugene, Oregon is yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. If somebody can find me one, help me out. I've seen people suggest to me like trying something like a cruise ship or that sort of job, and I wouldn't be against the idea. I just don't really know where I'd start with that concept. Like those sort of things feel a lot more difficult to actually leap into than, I don't know, immediately apparent. Maybe I'm just afraid to make that kind of a leap. Maybe just the idea of actually like making a permanent step away from comfort and home is something my mind fights against, even though I know that it's something that I would love to do. But I kind of make things out to be far more difficult than they actually are, and that comes into play in a lot of aspects of my life, specifically job and motivations and desires. But I need to make change before I lose my fucking mind. I feel like right now, the last 2.5 weeks, I've been going through an even more exaggerated stage of like my little quarter life crisis that I've been referring to, where it's like I've never felt such freedom and joy ever, except for on this trip that I just went on, and I crave that feeling. I crave just, I don't know how else to put it than just like, I don't know, like just being alive, feeling like I'm doing something and experiencing new things and making the most of each day. I don't feel like I'm doing that in my current daily life at home. I mean, I recognize that I am in a blessed position. I have a safe, comfortable home. Hell, right now I'm in a hot tub. Like, but I can't help that I'm not content with the way my life is going right now, at least path-wise. I feel like I should be doing so much more. I feel like I have a lot more in me and a lot more potential that I am not letting out. But I need to just keep going at the step-by-step process. I made a good step towards just personal freedom over the last few days. I decided to say fuck it and spend every single cent I had saved up remaining after this trip on paying off all my student loans. So those are gone. I am debt-free for the first time in my life. That's a nice feeling. Let me show you the little guy. You see the little guy in the window? Yeah, that's a good feeling. I didn't have a lot of student loan debt, like $5,000 or something, but I paid it all off and it's gone. So I don't ever have to think about that again. Which is nice. It gives freedom of option in the future. I don't have to be like, oh, but I have $5,000 I need to pay off. The unsettling part for me is that now I have no money, because I've always had at least some sort of like safety net, and I just used that safety net to pay off my debt. And now that I don't have a safety net, I feel very volatile, and like I don't have much maneuvering space now. I don't know. When I had a bunch of money saved up, even though like $5,000 is not a lot of money considering everything, I was like, worst case scenario, I can up and go somewhere and spend those $5,000 on starting new or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, no, I don't have that anymore. I don't have much anymore. Plus, I'm working a job that doesn't pay me, essentially. I mean, I get enough hours where I'm making less than $500 a month. It's just fucking insane. Yeah, no, I don't know. I feel very stuck. I feel like there's a lot of changes I need to make and want to make, but the energy hasn't arrived after this trip. Which is understandable in one regard, because I know that like being on a vacation like that can be such a high that when you return home, it can be very hard to adjust from an extreme high back down to an extreme low, because being home, other than the animals and the people I love, like I don't like being here in Eugene, Oregon, working at a movie theater. I would rather do just about anything else. But I need to just not give up. Not give up on myself, not give up on the idea of change, not give up on what I want in life. And keep trying, and be transparent and honest with myself instead of denying accountability and denying what I need to do. Yeah. I need to just stop smoking fucking weed, dude. It's that straightforward. I don't like it that much for it to be worth wasting my time being high all the time. I enjoy being high, but not enough to the point where it's worth every single fucking day and feeling like I'm accomplishing nothing every day. I need to figure my shit out, I just need to figure it out. I need to be patient with myself while I do so, because it's too easy to get into the mindset of, I failed quitting once. Hello, Nugget. I failed quitting once, so I'll fucking fail again, but that's just some bullshit that I'm gonna keep telling myself in order to make myself have an excuse to keep smoking, and that's not right. I know I can quit. I've quit before. I've quit nicotine. I've made changes in my life that have amounted to positive outcomes. And I just need to do it again, I also need to stop being afraid of big changes, because making big changes, ones that I'm not confident in, are the only ways that I'm going to have any sort of progression in life. I just can't imagine myself being stuck in one place, and the thought of it just makes me sick, and it's like, nah, I can't do that. I need to make changes. So, let's make those changes together. As in, I will hopefully update you as I attempt to change the things in my life that I am not happy with. We'll see. Anyways, until next time, hopefully not too long, we'll see. I need to get out of the hot tub before I die. Bye.